Amidst the dense and chilling mist that shrouded the rugged landscape, stood the forsaken castle, a grim testament to an age long past. The castle's towering spires reached toward the heavens like skeletal fingers, while its stone walls whispered secrets of forgotten horrors to anyone who dared to listen. Centuries ago, the castle had been a beacon of opulence and power, home to the enigmatic Lord Blackwood and his noble lineage. But now, its grandeur had faded, and the air was heavy with an eerie silence that hung like a shroud over the castle grounds. The tale of the castle's fall from grace was shrouded in mystery. It was said that Lord Blackwood had dabbled in dark arts, seeking power beyond mortal comprehension. His obsession with the occult led him to commit unspeakable atrocities, invoking malevolent forces that left the castle tainted with a malevolent energy. Rumors whispered of screams that echoed through the halls at night, of tortured souls forever trapped within the castle's cold stone walls. Locals dared not approach the castle, for its looming presence was enough to send shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls. One fateful night, a group of intrepid explorers decided to challenge fate and venture into the abandoned castle. Among them was Evelyn, a young historian with a fascination for unraveling the secrets of the past. Her determination to uncover the truth led her to the castle's imposing gates, where the wind howled like a mournful specter. The group entered cautiously, their footsteps echoing through the grand entrance hall. The air was heavy with the scent of decay and dampness, and the torches they carried cast flickering shadows on the walls. As they ventured deeper into the castle's heart, the temperature dropped, and an overwhelming feeling of dread settled over them. Evelyn's heart raced as she examined the castle's intricate architecture. She could feel the weight of history pressing down on her, a history that was steeped in darkness and despair. The group moved through dimly lit corridors, their steps sending rats scurrying into the shadows. Paintings of stern-faced ancestors stared down at them, their eyes seemingly following their every move. As they delved deeper, the atmosphere grew even more oppressive. Whispers seemed to dance on the edge of their hearing, and the walls themselves seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. It was then that they stumbled upon a door, its ancient wood warped and weathered. Intrigued, Evelyn pushed it open, revealing a room that seemed frozen in time. The room was adorned with arcane symbols etched into the floor, and a sense of foreboding hung in the air. As Evelyn's eyes adjusted to the gloom, she noticed a book lying open on a pedestal in the center of the room. Its pages were filled with incomprehensible text and gruesome illustrations that seemed to writhe and twist. Drawn by an irresistible force, Evelyn reached out to touch the book. As her fingers brushed its pages, a chilling wind swept through the room, extinguishing their torches. Panic gripped the group as the darkness closed in around them, and distant whispers grew louder, forming sinister words that echoed in their minds. Suddenly the room was bathed in an unholy light, revealing a horrifying sight. Figures materialized around them, spectral forms with hollow eyes and twisted features. These were the tormented souls of Lord Blackwood's victims, trapped in a liminal space between the living and the dead, bound by the curse he had wrought. Evelyn's heart pounded as she realized the gravity of their situation. The spirits reached out with spectral hands, their fingers cold as ice as they brushed against the explorer's skin. Desperation filled the air as the group frantically tried to escape the clutches of the vengeful souls. In the midst of the chaos, Evelyn's eyes fell upon the open book. With a surge of determination, she seized it from the pedestal and clutched it to her chest. The pages crackled with energy, and a surge of power coursed through her. Words of an ancient incantation formed in her mind, whispered by the spirits themselves. With a voice that trembled yet resounded with purpose, Evelyn recited the incantation. The room trembled as the words echoed through the air, and a blinding light erupted from the book. The spirits wailed and thrashed as the light enveloped them, their anguished cries fading into silence. When the light finally subsided, the room was empty once more, save for Evelyn and her companions.
The castle's oppressive atmosphere had lifted, replaced by an eerie calm. The curse had been broken, the souls of the Forsaken finally finding release. As Evelyn stepped out of the room, she felt a strange sense of closure. The castle, once a place of darkness and despair, now held a certain solemn beauty. The sun began to rise, casting its warm glow over the castle's ancient stones. The mist lifted, revealing the surrounding landscape in all its rugged splendor. With a final glance back at the castle, Evelyn knew that its secrets would forever remain a part of her. The horrors she had witnessed would be etched into her memory, a reminder that some tales were best left untold. And as the sun's rays bathed the Forsaken Castle in a new light, it stood as a testament to the enduring power of both darkness and the human spirit's will to conquer it. The abandoned castle stood as a looming sentinel in the heart of the mist-shrouded forest, a relic of a time long forgotten. Its towering turrets and ivy-clad walls exuded an eerie charm that belied the darkness that lay within. The villagers spoke of the castle in hushed tones, warning of the malevolent secrets it held. But for adventurous souls like Mia, curiosity outweighed fear. Mia was a young journalist with an insatiable thirst for uncovering the truth, no matter how unsettling it might be. The stories of the hidden room within the castle intrigued her, a tale whispered in the wind, passed down through generations. It was said that the room held a dark and ancient power, a force that had driven even the most intrepid explorers to madness. One moonlit night, as the wind howled through the trees, Mia made her way to the castle's decaying entrance. Armed with a flashlight, a notebook, and a sense of trepidation, she pushed open the creaking doors and stepped into the cold embrace of the castle's interior. Shadows danced on the walls, and the air was thick with an otherworldly stillness. Mia's footsteps echoed through the grand entrance hall as she ventured deeper into the castle's heart. Cobwebs clung to the corners, and the air was musty with the scent of rot and decay. With each step, the weight of history settled upon her shoulders, a history that held secrets beyond imagination. As she navigated the labyrinthine corridors, Mia's heart raced. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, that unseen eyes followed her every move. The castle seemed alive with a sinister energy, as though it resented her intrusion. But Mia pressed on, her determination unyielding. Guided by the tales of the hidden room, Mia followed a trail of faded tapestries that led her to a forgotten corner of the castle. There, hidden behind a crumbling wall, she discovered a narrow passage. Her flashlight's beam revealed a set of stairs that descended into darkness. The air grew colder with each step, and the distant sound of dripping water echoed in the depths. Finally, at the end of the stairwell, Mia found herself standing before a heavy wooden door, its surface etched with strange symbols. The air was charged with an otherworldly energy, a mixture of anticipation and dread. With trembling hands, she pushed open the door, revealing a room bathed in a sickly green light. The room was small and cluttered, its walls lined with shelves upon shelves of ancient tomes, dusty relics, and curious artifacts. Mia's heart raced as she stepped inside, her flashlight casting eerie shadows that seemed to dance along the walls. A sense of unease settled over her, as though the very air in the room was thick with malevolence. Her eyes fell upon a peculiar object resting on a pedestal at the center of the room, a cracked and weathered mirror. Its surface shimmered with an unsettling iridescence, and as Mia approached, she saw her reflection contort and twist in ways that defied reality. The mirror seemed to hold a gateway to another realm, a realm of darkness and nightmares. As Mia stared into the mirror, she began to hear faint whispers, indistinct and haunting. The words seemed to crawl into her mind, like serpents slithering through the corners of her consciousness. She tried to tear her gaze away, but an unseen force held her captive, drawing her deeper into the mirror's malevolent depths. Visions flashed before her eyes, horrific scenes of suffering, agony, and despair. She saw the tormented faces of those who had ventured into the hidden room before her, their eyes hollow and their minds shattered.
Mia's heart pounded as the whispers grew louder, a cacophony of anguish that threatened to consume her. Summoning all her willpower, Mia tore her gaze away from the mirror, stumbling back in terror. The whispers receded, and the room returned to its eerie stillness. She realized that the hidden room held a darkness beyond her comprehension, a darkness that fed on the souls of those who dared to peer into its depths. As Mia turned to leave, a cold gust of wind swept through the room, extinguishing her flashlight. Panic surged within her as the darkness closed in, and a sense of suffocating dread overwhelmed her. The whispers returned, louder and more insistent, as though the very walls of the room were speaking to her. Desperation and fear gripped Mia's heart as she fumbled for her flashlight, her fingers trembling. The whispers grew more frenzied, their words a chorus of torment and madness. Just as Mia's panic reached its zenith, a blinding light erupted from the mirror, banishing the darkness and silencing the whispers. When the light subsided, Mia found herself standing outside the hidden room, her flashlight flickering back to life. Her heart raced, and her breathing was ragged as she stumbled away from the cursed chamber. The castle seemed to sigh in relief, its malevolent energy subsiding as Mia distanced herself from the hidden room's influence. As she emerged from the castle's cold embrace, Mia knew that she had narrowly escaped a fate worse than death. The hidden room's power was a force beyond comprehension, a force that sought to devour the very essence of those who dared to enter. The whispers would forever linger in her memory, a chilling reminder of the darkness she had encountered. Mia's journalistic instincts told her that some truths were meant to remain hidden, that the pursuit of knowledge could lead to unspeakable horrors. As she walked away from the abandoned castle, she couldn't shake the feeling that the hidden room's malevolence still lingered, a haunting echo in the depths of her mind, a reminder of the chilling secrets that the darkness held.